Greetings, my friend. It's October 17th and it's Friday. So I've come to talk to you this afternoon about Friday's Landing. So I wrote about Friday's Landing. And so the question is, did you have a good week? Did you find yourself fighting a good fight? What I mean about fighting a good fight, did you find yourself being able to handle the challenges and frustrations that came up with life this week? You know, life can put a whooping on us, and many of us have come through all sorts of challenges. Challenges such as work, political arena, dealing with relationships, dealing with our children, being concerned about our health, financial challenges. So the question is, what's a person to do with all of these fights? It's enough to make anybody tired. And if you watch the news, you just might be worn out when it's over. But what I would like to tell you is this: if you fight the fight with God on your side, if you put the whole armor of God on, you can deal with the fight. Because challenges are going to come, they're going to rise. But what I realize is when I'm looking in the news, some people didn't make it too well during the fight. So what am I talking about? Well, today I would like to talk about the challenge that some people have had to deal this week, and that is dealing with domestic issues. And why bring it up? This month is considered Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we want to bring up the awareness of dealing with domestic abuse, because domestic abuse is real. We see it in the news. We hear about it from friends and family members. We hear about it from people we know, people we don't even know tell us stories of things that are happening. So, domestic violence is running rampant, and we're hearing these unimaginable stories. Stories that sometimes it was ongoing before it built up into an ultimate situation, to a point of no return. And listen, we kind of want to talk about these things before it get to a point of no return. But wait, how are we going to talk about it? And who are we going to talk to? Do we really talk about how are we going to deal with domestic abuse? And what's a person to do when they're caught up in these relationships? And what is the perpetrator to do? A lot of times I know they want to stop and then they do not know how. The answer is love. The Bible says God is love. The words say love your neighbor as yourself. So if a person is abusing their loved one, does that mean they're not loving themselves? Well, I do not have to answer that. But suffice it to say, God is love, and He doesn't want us to hurt our loved ones, whether it's physical, mental, psychological. Verbal abuse can be just as damaging as a fist. We can pick up the phone and call 988 to get some mental health support. That's the hotline number. Call 988. And sometimes you just got to go and get help. And it's going to take more than a one-time phone call. It's going to take more than a one-time talking to someone. Because, listen, by the time a person is caught up into being a perpetrator or into being a victim, this has done some This abuse has done some psychological damage, and it takes help to get out of it quite often. There's a verse that says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can, you can. But if you think you cannot, you cannot. So today, as we come toward the end of our Friday afternoon, it's my prayer that whatever you're dealing with, whatever fight, whatever challenge, whether it's domestic or whether it's a concern of thoughts that are just going on in your mind, get some help. And if nothing else, sit still. Be still. There's a verse that says, be still and know that I am God. And for those of you who say, I don't believe in God, well, listen, be still anyway. You know, when you get still, when you let your mind rest, you can get some clarity. Sometimes you just got to get still, get calm, peaceful. Maybe listen to some peaceful music, some music that is soothing to your spirit. Sometimes you got to get away from what's agitating you. Get away from the agitation. But please do not allow your agitation to lead you to taking it out on your loved one. And for the loved ones who's been on the end of the abuse, we have to find a way to get help. You deserve good treatment. Victims deserve good treatment, and victimizers deserve to learn how to stop doing the mistreatment. The words say God is love. It says that Jesus came that we could have life and have it in abundance. No one wants to walk around on their tippy toes, on eggshells, being afraid to speak, afraid to talk. We want to live a life of love, joy, and peace. So on this Friday landing, it's my prayer that you land with love, joy, and peace. You're a human being, created in the image of God. God wants you to have peace. Have a blessed day.